Hey my friend, it is Kate here. Thank you so much for joining me for day 2 of our 30-day challenge. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, this class is a little bit longer and probably a little more challenging than what we're used to doing with me. That's on purpose. I want us to see how strong we can make ourselves. Little changes make a big difference in our body. It's not about where we are today, it's about where we're going to be at the end of this 30-day challenge. Now, I did mention yesterday as an idea, you don't have to, but maybe put your phone somewhere and record yourself doing the class today. You're going to repeat this class each Friday until the very last Friday, where we repeat it together in a live class here on YouTube. And then you might want to record yourself that last day too, so you can actually see those changes, those positive little moments of progress we have in our own body. If you really want to, you can even tag me in it on social media somewhere. I would truly love to see all of your progress out there. Again, if you haven't, talk to your friends about this lovely little challenge and you'd like a little support along with me and all of the other fabulous friends that are doing it with us, maybe tag some friends, share this, see if we can get a whole community together, kind of building a strong, positive month of wellness. How does that sound? I hope it sounds good. I really can't wait to see how everyone does. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Roll out your mat and let's get started. Hey, so sorry, I am popping in one more time just to chat while I was editing the video. Now, I do say that it is going to be more challenging, which it is. I did say that's on purpose, but I don't know if I iterated enough that if you don't make it through this whole class today, that's okay. Just like every other class I do, some of us will feel really confident, really strong, we'll love it. Some of us won't so much, and that's okay too. Maybe you just do half of the class or a fourth of the class today. Maybe next Friday you'll do a little bit more and a little bit more. So there is no need to feel discouraged or sad or that you cannot join in for the whole 30-day challenge. If today you think to yourself, ooh, what is Kate making me do? It is totally fine. Put a smile on your face. Know that you're doing good things for your body no matter how much of class we do. We will start at the back of our mat, standing up tall and straight. Feet can be together or about hip distance apart. I've got mine about hip distance apart because that's just what feels best for my hips today. But you might explore playing with them together or apart each time you do it. It could be a little different. You can explore and experiment. But otherwise, just give yourself a moment to arrive and notice, are you shifting your weight to your right or your left? Maybe more in your toes or in your heels. Ideally, we will like it nice and center. Think of pulling that navel in, drawing your ribs together, and ever so lightly shifting your tailbone so it's pointing down. We're never tucking the tail completely, but lengthening through the small of our back, lifting our head up as high as we can. Let's roll our shoulders back 3 times. And roll them forward 3 times. Just waking up your body, saying hello. Let those hands dangle heavy. It's almost like they're little weights pulling those fingertips down while you are broadening across the top of your chest. Take a big, deep, full inhale. As you exhale, dip your chin to your chest and just let it hang there. We're not going to do a full roll down quite yet. I just want you to wake up your neck a little bit. Take another big inhale. Roll your right ear over to your right shoulder. Think of lifting that left ear up, pressing your left shoulder down, finding just a little stretch along that side of your body. Take a big deep breath. Exhale, chin to chest. Another breath. Exhale, roll your opposite ear to opposite shoulder. Keep that shoulder pressing down, lift your right ear up, find all that beautiful space along the right side of your neck. Take a breath. Bring it back to center and slowly bring your gaze right back up. Stand taller, stand straighter, big breath. Drop the chin to the chest, bend the knees. Now roll down. How slow and steady can you go? Still imagine those little weights attached to your fingertips, lightly pulling them down. At the same time, a little weight pulling the top of your head down too. Now, this might be the start of your day. Maybe we're feeling a little more stiff than usual, so you might not roll down as far as you usually do, or maybe you have more flexibility today. No right or wrong, but it is good to take note. When you arrive at the bottom, let that head nod. Go ahead and shake it side to side. No hurry, no rush. Eventually, think of pulling your belly away from your thighs. Bend the knees a little more and roll slowly up to standing. Arrive upright, take a breath, exhale, chin to chest, bend the knees again. Just roll slowly all the way down. Let those fingertips be heavy. Now, even though your fingertips are reaching to the ground, those shoulders should stay in place. So if you feel like they are up by your ears, you slide them down the back. Pause for a second, roll yourself all the way back up. Now, one more time, we're going to roll down, but from here, I want us to walk out to a plank. Take a breath. Exhale, chin to chest, bend your knees. Roll on down. We want to bend them as much as we can so that we can now look forward and crawl our hands all the way to the top of our mat until we find a great big plank pose. Now, 2 things here. I always like to recommend having your hands as wide as the shoulders or maybe a little bit broader. We never want them too narrow. That can put a lot of pressure on our wrist. Lift those hips up a little bit higher if you have any tension in your low back. Take a big inhale. Bend the knees, reach your hips back, walk your fingertips back towards your toes. Slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. No hurry, no rush whatsoever. And then immediately drop that chin to chest, bend the knees, walk out to your plank pose again. This time being very mindful of your hips. Are you letting them sway side to side as you crawl out? We want to keep them as stable as possible. Now we're human, so we're never going to be perfectly still like a statue. Bend, walk back. But we just don't want to shift our hips crazy, crazy, crazy side to side. We want to keep them nice and even. Bend, roll yourself up. No hula dancing, if you will. Last time, let's crawl out to that plank, and we're going to hold for 3 breaths. Remember, if that's not in your practice today, that's okay. You'll be able to drop a knee down. You can always make modifications. Crawl out to that plank pose again, and let's hold. Now, while we're holding here for those few breaths, I want you to think of drawing your inner thighs towards one another. Again, lengthening through the back of the spine. So instead of your sitting bones reaching for the floor, your sitting bones are reaching for your heels. Tone that tummy a little bit more, broaden across your chest. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, set your knees down. Maybe sink back in a little child's pose if that would feel nice in your body. Remember, there's no hurry, there's no rush. And then slowly roll yourself up to a seat. We're going to give our wrist a little love because we're going to be in a tabletop and a plank for a little bit. So clasp those hands together and roll them around. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but my wrist definitely just cracked. I've always been told pops are fine as long as they don't hurt. If there's pain, then you want to talk to a physician. Roll them in the other direction. And then maybe just shake them out a little bit, wiggle it out. Now, as I mentioned, we are going to be on our hands and our knees for a little bit. For my friends that have sensitive wrist, if you've taken any of my other classes, you'll know a really quick and easy option to relieve some of that pain is to roll up the front of your mat, bring the heels of your hands on, those fingertips on the ground, and you relieve that really large pressure that can sometimes happen in our wrist. Or you can do that with a towel or anything if you don't have a mat in front of you. I'm going to keep mine down just so it's not in my way currently. But let's find our tabletop position. Remember, no Beyonce booties in here. Don't get me wrong, I love Beyonce. But in our Pilates class, we want our low belly up and in. We want our low back so long and straight. Always have a little bit more roundness through your back if you know you have a tendency to dump forward. I would 100% rather a little rounding than ever that creasing in your lumbar spine. But think of broadening the shoulders across the chest, and I want you to extend your right foot out behind you. From here, tone that place where your thigh and your glute connect. If you're a friend of mine, then you will know I call it our thigh butt. Give that thud a little squeeze. Tone that belly more. Press down and away from the ground, almost trying to lift your palms up, and then float your foot up, pointing the toe. Turn on every single muscle in your leg. Imagine I am pulling that ankle out and away, and from here, I want us to do a set of tiny circles. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Tone that belly. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Big inhale, reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Is there a Beyonce booty moment happening? Lengthen through that back. Last time, reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath. Set that leg down, keeping your back so long and straight. Immediately send your opposite leg behind you. Squeeze that thud, pull that low belly up and in. Float your foot up, point the toe. Take a moment. Take 2 if you need to. And it's tiny circle time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. One more set. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Last time, reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big inhale. Set that knee down. Wiggle. Shake it out. We're going to come up to our plank pose again. From here, if anyone needs a break, you can always roll those wrists around just like we did. But otherwise, I want you to send your right foot out. Tuck those toes. Tone your thud. Lengthen through that low back. Take a big inhale. Exhale, lift up into your plank. Hold right there for a moment. Low belly up and in. Think of pressing not into the ground, but up and away from it so we can lengthen and broaden across our chest. Take a big inhale. Set your right knee down. Set your left knee down. We're going to come back up and do 1 Pilates push-up. A Pilates push-up means we bend our elbows to a little 90 degree and we're trying to hug our inner arm across our ribs. So we're not letting those elbows splay out. Instead, it's like you're trying to poke your elbows straight back behind you. So lift up that left leg. Tone your thud. Pull your belly button in. Big inhale. Lift up your right leg. And then, if we can, 1 Pilates push-up. Inhale as you bend. Exhale as you lift up. Drop a leg. Drop the other. Take a moment, and then let's repeat. Right leg goes up. Squeeze that thud. Left leg goes up. Squeeze. Take a big inhale. Big breath out. 2 Pilates push-ups. Down. Exhale up. Down. Exhale up. Hold. Take a breath. Set your left knee down. Set your right knee down. Wiggle it out. 1 more set. 3 Pilates push-ups. Go ahead and lift that left leg. Tone lengthen. Lift the right leg. Tone lengthen. Here we go. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Last one down. Tone and lift. Hold. Take a big inhale. Set your knees down. Whew, that was challenging. You did amazing. As we go forward week to week, you could always add in a few more if you want to. Maybe doing 5, maybe even 10. Pull yourself all the way up to your hands and your knees again. If our wrists need a little love, take that time. We're going to come back up to our plank pose, but from here we're going to shift back into a downward dog to get a little stretch in our back and in our legs. So when we're ready, right foot lifts out, tone that thud, pull that belly button in, lift the left leg, take a big inhale, shift the hips back. Now, something I like to point out, in downward facing dog, it is always better to deeply bend the knees so you can keep your spine long than to let that rounding happening so you can shove your heels down. It is not about bringing our heels to the mat or even really lengthening through our legs. It's more about that spine. If you can straighten the legs, that's wonderful, but that is not, the absolute must. I want you to rise high onto your toes and set your heels down to the right. Find a little stretch through your side body. Take a big inhale, both heels up, and set the heels down to the other side. Now, if that is enough for us, stay there and do it again. If we want a little extra challenge, this time shift into your plank. Take a big inhale. Drop your heels over to the right. Bring them back to center. Drop the heels over to the left. Bring them back to center. Take a big inhale. 3 more Pilates push-ups. Inhale down, exhale lift. Inhale down, exhale lift. Last one down, lift it up. Take a big breath. Set those knees on the ground. Take a big stretch. Tent your fingertips, lift the wrist up. Think of hollowing your armpits, softening those shoulders down the back, and roll yourself up to a seat. We're going to take our legs out in front of us and take a nice little seat. Hands behind the thighs. Roll the shoulders back, sit up tall and straight. Almost imagine right now that you've got a little wall behind you, so you could even press your back into that wall and lift up through the back of the head a little higher. Take a great big inhale. Exhale, tone that belly. Another big inhale. Tip your pelvis back, rock into our lovely little C curve. For my newer friends, a C curve is almost like if you were in a bubble, if you were Glenda the Good Witch inside your pretty pink bubble and you got lazy and you wanted to sit down, your back would touch the circumference of the bubble. That's our C curve. Take a big deep inhale. Keep that C curve as you roll yourself up, and then restack the spine once your shoulders are over your hips. Let's do that 3 more times at your own pace. Exhale, roll up. Slowly set yourself down. Exhale, roll up, toning the belly. Last one down. Roll up, lift, and stay. Now from here, I want you to flex your feet and send your heels into the ground. Take those hands out behind or in front of you. I forgot directions. Squeeze your imaginary presence so we can turn on those arms. Roll your shoulders back, sit taller, sit straighter. Take a big inhale. Now this time, exhale, tip back into that C curve and hold. This is a hard position for us to hold in. If this is as far as we can go, that's a-okay. But could we go down a little bit further and keep that feeling? Take another big inhale. Exhale, tip back a little bit more. One more big breath. Exhale, roll all the way up. Beautiful. Let's do that again. Slowly tip back. Find a spot where you feel comfortable, secure. Squeeze your present, tone that belly. Exhale, tip back a little bit further. Keep squeezing. Exhale a little bit further. One inhale to hold. Exhale, roll all the way up. Beautiful. 3 more, just like that. Tip back, pause. Tip further back, pause. Last one back, pause. Exhale, roll up. 2 more, tip back, pause. Tip back, pause. 1 more, down. Exhale all the way up. Last one, here we go. You got it. A little further, all the way up. Now, challenge, we're going to roll all the way down to the ground and roll all the way up. And let me tell you something. This moment here, after we've gone down and we come up to about here, is usually where I see people get stuck. I see people throw their present. They shove their arms past them. Instead, I want you to think of your exhale as a punch to the gut to help to lift you up and away. So we're not going to throw our present. We're going to keep holding on to it. Give it a good grip. Take a great big inhale. Exhale, slowly roll all the way down. Reach your present above your head. Inhale, curl up. Exhale right here. That big exhale, punch to the gut, roll up. You got it. 3 more. Down we go. Reach your present up. Inhale here. Exhale right here. All that breath up. Beautiful, my friends. And if we do throw our present a little bit while we're getting a little stronger, that's okay. It's good to notice, though, so hopefully we can make ourselves a little bit more aware of it each time we come back to that spot. Excellent job. We're going to roll down and stay, and I want us to go as slow as we can. See if you can go slower than me. I'm challenging you. Squeeze that present, tone that belly, big deep inhale. Exhale, tip back. Let's roll down. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Good job. Walk those feet in. Plant your feet into the floor, broaden the shoulders across your back, and imprint your spine. Remember, that means to lightly lengthen through the back of the body, keeping our spine as long and straight as we can. Hands can be out in a little low V if that helps to keep our shoulders open, or down by our sides, whatever feels better for your body. Press into your heels, but keep those toes touching the ground. Inhale, slowly lift the hips up. Find a gentle bridge. Exhale from the sternum first, roll yourself right back down. Inhale, lift up, toning that spot where your thigh and your glute connect. Roll right back down as you exhale. 2 more times. Lift up, slow and steady, and then gently come on back down. Now this time, keep your body touching the ground. Don't let that hip lift up. Take a big inhale. Lift up your right leg. I want that leg to stay there. Grab your present, bring it above your head. From here, we're gonna touch our toe down to the ground and reach our present above us. And then exhale, pull your knee and hands back together. Inhale, down and away. Exhale, tone the belly as you return. Now, as we go up and down, as we move our legs and arms, do you feel like your low back is pulling away from the mat? Can you keep imprinting your spine? Can you keep that low back touching the ground? Let's do 2 more. Out and away, right back in. Last one, out and away, right back in, hold. Now this time I want you to straighten your leg and lift it up to the sky. If there's still a soft bend in it, that's okay. If we can straighten, that's wonderful. If you have a habit of gripping through the front of your quads, maybe try flexing the foot instead of pointing the toes, your call. But this time with a long leg, reach your foot and fingertips away, exhale, tone your belly, bring everything up. Reach your fingers and hands away, exhale, squeeze that present as you come back up. 2 more times, out and away, exhale, lift up. Last one, out and away, exhale, lift up. Set your foot and hands down. Once more, roll up, find your bridge pose, squeeze your thigh, broaden across your chest, smile because we love our bridge. Take a big deep inhale. Exhale, roll right back down. Immediately imprint the spine. Immediately lift up your left leg as you exhale. Hold your present, give it a great big squeeze. And then fingers and toes away. Exhale, tone the belly, lift. Fingers and toes away. Exhale, lift. 3 more down and away. Exhale, lift. 2 more down. Pull it up. Last one. Bring it up, stay. Extend that leg up, maybe flex the foot, maybe point the toe, play with what feels better, and then fingers and toes away from one another, exhale, lift it up. Remember, if you feel like your low back is pulling away from the mat at any point, maybe don't move your arms and legs quite so much. Maybe take it just a bit smaller. That is perfectly fine. 2 more times. Out and away, pull it up. Last one, out and away. Pull it up. Set your foot down, set your hands down, lift up, find your bridge pose. Tone that thud. Draw your low belly up and in. It's like that belt's around the middle of your waist, lightly cinching in. Point your nose up to the sky like you're a little Pinocchio. Take a big, deep inhale. Roll right back down. 1 big breath here. Exhale, lift up your right leg. Another breath, lift up your left leg. Now this time we're going to start with our hands on the ground and we might lift them up. But from here, let's go ahead and dip our toes as low as we can go. Now you might stop right here where I am. You might be able to bring them all the way down. But if you feel like your low back just popped away, then you do need to bring it up a little higher. It's not about totally touching the ground. It's moving those legs and using those low abdominal muscles to keep them in place. Inhale down. Exhale, tone, lift. Inhale down. Exhale, tone, lift. 2 more down. Exhale, lift. Last one down. Exhale, lift. Beautiful job. Now, this time, we felt all those big, deep abdominal muscles working. We're going to lift them up and work a little higher. Similar to that feeling of tucking the tail and lifting up into our bridge pose, this time, we're going to touch our toes as low as we can go, but as we bring our knees up, we're going to curl our hips up and lower them down. Now, do you notice that as I lifted up and rolled down, it was 1 vertebrae at a time? I didn't lift up and just plop that butt down. It's the same as what we do in our bridge, that rolling up and down. So seal those legs together. Inhale, toes down. Exhale, curl up. Roll down as you inhale. Exhale, curl up. 3 more, roll down. Exhale, curl up. Last one, roll down. If we can, exhale, curl up and grab your hips behind you. Now, this might be a big pose for a lot of us. For my fuller chested friends, this can be an uncomfortable one, so we can always skip it if we need to. The more I think about reaching my chin away from my chest, pointing my nose up to the sky, the bigger. Here we can keep our knees nice and bent, or you can try to reach your toes up. This doesn't have to be the deepest shoulder stand we've ever done before. Take a great big inhale. Great big breath out. One more big inhale. Release your hands, see if you can hold, and can we slowly roll ourselves down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness, that's a hard one. Bring those feet down, roll those shoulders back, lift your hips up. Take a great big full breath in. Exhale, roll right back down. If we want to try the next little challenge, instead of having our knees bent, we are going to straighten. Drop them lightly down as you inhale. Exhale, lift those toes up, curl up, catch your hips again. Can you send those toes straight up to the sky? That might be too much for us. That's okay. Keep them bent. Lower your hips a little if you need to. Maybe just lift the legs straight up with your back on the ground. Whatever works best for you. But from here, can we inhale, reach our toes down. Exhale, lift them right back up. Inhale, hinge from the hips, reach our toes away from us. Exhale, lift right back up. Last one, down. We're gonna hold here. I want you to release your hands, broaden your shoulders, point your nose straight up to your knees. Take a big inhale. Let's roll back down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes! Set those feet down, broaden across your chest, lift up. Friend, if that was too hard for us today, that's okay. Remember, this is not about perfection. It is about progress. You might feel a little stronger next week. Lift those hips up, return. Slowly bring it right back down. 2 more, lift up. Slowly lower down. From here, pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze. Maybe give your hips a little love, rolling them around. But we're going to do our rock and roll, or rolling like a ball, whatever you want to call it. But I want you to pull your head up to your chest. And if you need to kind of kick those legs to get yourself started, that's okay. Now, let's rock and roll a couple of times. So we feel a little silly while we do this. That's okay. I like to smile and laugh at ourselves. I want you to rock back and forth, trying to keep that nice and even. The next time you rock up, pull yourself up, set your feet on the floor. Beautiful job. Hands behind your thighs. Roll yourself up. Sit tall, sit straight. We've been here before. This time, keep holding onto the back of your legs. Walk your feet in if they were parted. And then tip back into our very small C curve, that very first one we started off with, one that we can easily hold. Take a big, deep inhale. Exhale, lift your right leg up. Hug your leg into your body. Think of pressing your hand into your leg and pressing that leg back into your hand. Take another breath. Same thing on the other side. Hold here for a moment. Can you keep your body upright, exactly in place as you set your right foot down and then set the left foot down? Let's repeat. Left foot lifts, right foot lifts. Left leg lowers, right leg down. Back and forth just like this. Now if you lose track of which leg started when, it's okay. We're just trying to tone those abdominal muscles, keep our chest lifted, keep ourselves happy as we go up and down. Excellent. Now this next time I want us to lift up and stay. Bring those legs up. If your knees and inner thighs don't completely touch, that's okay. Some of our hips aren't shaped quite the same. Maybe we're feeling a little tight today. That's all right. Can we release our right hand? Take a great big breath. Can we release our left hand? Take a big breath. This is a big pose unto itself. If this is where we're at today, that is a-okay. But from here, could we again touch our toe down to the ground? Exhale, lift it up. Right leg only. Touch that foot down to the ground. Exhale, tone the belly, lift it up. You got it. Reach that toe down. Exhale, lift it up. 3 more down. Exhale, lift it up. 2 more down. Exhale, lift it up. Last one down. Exhale, lift it up, hold. Hands behind the thighs, roll those shoulders back. Set your right foot down, set your left foot down. Sit up tall and straight. If we need to open our knees a little, rock and roll, give our hips a little love between our sides, always do that. Otherwise, hands behind the thighs, sit tall, sit straight, big inhale. Tip on back, stay. Hug those thighs, press into them, lift your left leg. Take a big inhale. Lift your right leg. Pause. Seal your inner thighs together. Give yourself a moment. Release one hand. Release the other hand. You could, of course, always hold on. You could, of course, bring whatever leg isn't going to move down to the floor if we need to stabilize. But from here, touch your left foot down. Exhale, lift it up. Touch your left foot down. Exhale, lift it up. 3 more down. Exhale, lift it up. 2 more down. Right on up. Last one down, lift. Hands behind the thighs. Press, reach, open, take a breath. Set a foot down, set the other one. Bring yourself up. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. One more time. Hands back behind. Tip on back. Take a breath. Right leg lifts. Another big inhale. Left leg lifts. Try to seal those inner thighs together. If we need to, hands can stay here and we can make this smaller. Or take your hands out and away. 3 times, I want you to reach your head and toes away from one another. Exhale, pull them in. Reach your head and toes away from one another. Exhale, pull them in. 3 more times out and away. Exhale, pull it in. 2 more times, you've got this. Pull it right back. Last one. Bring it out. If that was enough, pause. But if you can reach out again, stay. Could you open your legs? Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open the legs. Exhale, squeeze. 3 more open, pull it back. 2 more open, bring it back. Last one open, bring it back. Take a great big breath. Lift your toes up, 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 up. Find that beautiful teaser pose. You look amazing. Smile, smile, smile. And then relax. Give yourself a moment to pause here. Let's roll our shoulders. Sit up taller and straighter. Take a great big inhale. Dip your chin to your chest just like we started class. Drop your right ear over to your right side. Find a little stretch there. Bring your chin back to your chest. Same thing, other side. Return yourself to center. And then we're going to turn and lie on our right side. So we're lying on our right side. My right arm is down. I'm lifting up and away, and I'm finding just a little stretch here. Now, if anyone has a little bit of tightness or a sensitivity on one hip, you could always stack a blanket underneath you to give yourself a little bit of extra space. But from here, all I want us to do is hold here for a moment, cinch that waist, and lift your left hand high. Swim that hand up. Find a great big stretch. In fact, if you want to kind of rise up and fan open your ribs, that can feel nice here as long as you're not letting that shoulder rise up. And then restack everything, send that hand up. I want you to take a great big inhale. And now as you exhale, I want you to reach for your opposite hip, turn to face your forearm. And as you do this, think of cinching your waist, pulling your low belly in. Inhale, unravel. Exhale, twist, tone that belly, reach for your opposite side, and open. So we're getting a little bit of a twist, a little bit of an oblique engagement. And even though we're just lying here, we should be toning our thought. We should be keeping that low belly up and in. Last one, reach it over, and then right back up. Let's go ahead and swivel over to the other side and repeat that same little thing. So, press up and away. Heels, hips, shoulders all in one line. Reach that hand up. Take that great big stretch. Again, if you want to fan your ribs open, find a lovely lateral stretch. Do whatever you need to. No big deal. And then return. Lift up from that side belly. Pull that low belly up and in. Take a great big inhale. Exhale, twist. Touch your opposite hip. Inhale, unravel. Exhale, cinch the waist. Reach for your opposite hip. Inhale, unravel. 2 more. Open out and away. Last one. Open it out and away. Take a breath. And then we're going to go ahead and come up to a seat and swivel our legs to our left side again. We're going to come into a little bit of a mermaid stretch. How you sit's kind of up to you. I'm going to have my legs kind of tucked together, but if it feels better to sit in a different way, that's okay. I do want you to take your hand out nice and far away. It's a little bit of a different mermaid if you've done more traditional. But we're going to press that hand down, find a diagonal line, and lift that other hand out and away. Similar to what we just did, I want you to curl over, fanning through the ribs. Don't let that shoulder rise up. And then exhale, tone your belly. Think of pulling your top or your bottommost rib towards your hip. Inhale, open out and away. Exhale, cinch the waist as you bring yourself up. 3 more over. Exhale, lift. 2 more over. Exhale, lift. Now, here's where the fun comes in. If we have it in our practice today, maybe not today, maybe next week, you never know, we're going to use this to lift up into a little side plank mermaid. So I'm going to reach my feet a little further away from me. I have my top leg, my left leg, in front, and my bottom leg, my right leg, behind. My right hand is on the floor. My left hand is going to be out. Now this time, I'm going to crawl my fingertips nice and far away, so I'm going to get a great big diagonal angle. Take a great big inhale. Now as you exhale, press into the sides of your feet, lift your hips up, and swim that hand over your head. And then drop your hips right back down. Exhale, tone the belly, lift those fingertips up and away. Bring it right back down. Now do you notice that this is not quite a traditional plank because my hand is not really underneath my shoulder at all. It's a little bit more of a modified one, just a wee bit easier. Last time. Go ahead, lift up. Now from here, can we stay and reach our hand up? I want you to think of a diagonal angle from your wrist to your shoulder all the way up. If this is too much for us today, that's okay. Set your hips down. But I want us to repeat. Exhale, twist, touch your opposite hip. Inhale, open and unravel. Exhale, twist. Inhale, open and unravel. 2 more twist. Beautiful. Last one. You got this. Reach it open, stay, take a big breath. Set the hips down. Wonderful job. Swivel those legs over to your second side. And we'll start with just that little mermaid stretch. So I've got my legs kind of together, my top leg in front, hand out and away. We're in a great big diagonal angle, reach that hand up, and then we're gonna take our little mermaid stretch and then cinch the waist as you pull yourself up. Take that little mermaid stretch, pull your navel in, broaden across your chest as you lift. 2 more times. Last one. Now the fun comes in. Go ahead, crawl that hand a little further away. Maybe stretch the legs out a little bit more if you need to. Now my right leg is on top and it's in front. My left leg is on bottom and it's behind. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower down. 2 more. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, right back down. Last one, lift up. If we need to set ourselves down, stay. If we can take that hand up, you've got it. You know what's coming. Big inhale. Exhale, give yourself a great big hug. Reach for that opposite hip. Unravel, fingertips up. Exhale, tone that belly, curl in. Reach it on up. You got it. 2 more. Exhale, curl. Inhale, open and away. Last one, curl. Open and away. Take a great big breath here. Set those hips down. Wonderful job. Swivel over to your first side. One more time. Something a little bit different. Now, I actually personally find forearm planks to be harder than regular ones. So we're going to take it up a notch if we're in the mood by trying to find a little side forearm plank. Just like we would in our side lying position, press the hand down, broaden across the chest. Hand can be on the hip or up to the sky, whatever works better for you. But go ahead and extend those legs out nice and far away. For me, the more I think of sealing my inner thighs together, the better I feel, and the more that I lift up to that side belly. But all I want us to do is press down evenly through your whole forearm, not through the elbow, not through the shoulder. Exhale, lift the hips up. Inhale, drop them down. Exhale, tone the thought, lift the hips up. Inhale, lower, right back down. 2 more, lift up. Bring it right back down. Last one, lift up, hold. Oh my goodness, I am earthquake shaking here too, friends. It is a hard pose. I told you, I think forearm plank is super duper hard. Put a smile on your face. You're doing amazing. Set those hips down. Swivel over to the other side. You know what's coming. You love it. Seal those inner thighs together. Now you might have noticed my feet are not stacked one on top of the other. I do one in front, one behind, because that's what feels best on my ankles and my hips. If you do stacked and that works better for your body, that is great too. Take a moment, side belly up. Hand wherever it needs to be. It could even be down on the side to give yourself more support, like a little kickstand. When you're ready, big inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, drop down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. 2 more down. Exhale, lift. Last one down. Lift, hold. Maybe those earthquake shakes start to happen. Maybe you're stronger on this side. Seal those inner thighs together. Pull that belly button up and in. Bring those ribs towards one another. 1 more. Big inhale. Set those hips down. Wonderful job. Roll onto your stomach. Take your hands nice and wide, shoulders down the back. Before we go anywhere, think of pressing your pubic bone down, pressing your feet into the floor, and reaching your head a little further away. Now, do you feel like you're dumping in that spine at all? We want to keep pressing that pubic bone down so we can lengthen through the small of our back, and think of lifting your belly button up and in. Take a great big full inhale here. As you exhale, cinch that waist, press down into your forearms, reach your head a little further away. 1 more big deep breath. Slowly roll your head and chest down without losing any of that low body engagement, and bring your hands by your sides. Hug those elbows together, just like we did in our Pilates push-up earlier. Roll the shoulders back, inhale, rise up to a very small cobra. Now, some people I feel like want to immediately come up as high as they can. That puts a lot of pressure on our low back. Instead, just lift up so high that we don't let our tummy fall into the mat. Instead, it's still pulling away, and we're still hugging those elbows in. It's like your elbows are reaching towards your heels. Take a big inhale. Softly roll down. Again, roll the shoulders, lift up. Exhale, slowly roll down. 2 more times, roll up. Exhale, soften down. Last one, roll up, hold. Press into your feet, press into your pubic bone, lengthen through the small of your back. Lift your right hand, set it down. Lift your left hand, set it down. Lift both hands. Did you rise and fall? Did you feel tension in your low back? Maybe you need to soften a little bit more. Maybe we're up too high. That's okay. Lower all the way down. Reach your hands in front of you. Press that pubic bone into the ground. Press your feet into the earth. Take a big deep inhale. As you exhale, keep all of that body turned on. Just lift your right arm up. Slowly bring that hand down. Press into your feet. Keep those hips even. Exhale, lift your left hand up. Bring it right back down. 1 more time, side to side, stabilizing through your body, reaching the top of your head forward. I know sometimes we like to look at the video, but this is not a spot. I want you to concentrate on keeping that neck so long, so straight. Last one, left hand up, set it down. Press evenly into both hands. Press evenly into both feet. Take a big inhale. Lift your right hand and left foot. Where did the weight go in your pelvis? Is it shifting to one side? Can you lift that low belly up and in? Set that hand and foot down. Lift the opposite hand and foot. Take a breath. Set that hand down. And again, let's lift right hand, left foot. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Lower down. Opposite hand and foot. This can be a lot for us. Sometimes we begin to experience a little tension in that low back, in which case I would say squeeze your thigh a little bit more and maybe don't lift up quite so high. After this next time that you lift your left hand, right foot, we're going to lift both. Big deep inhale. Exhale, lift both hands, both feet. Inhale, drop down. Exhale, lift both. Do you feel yourself rocking back on your pelvis? Can we keep it so even? Can we keep those hips pressing down? Can we keep our low back lengthening long? Last one, lift up, hold. Sometimes teachers will say you need to seal those inner thighs together. I'm not so concerned with that right now because I want us to more think about reaching our toes and fingers away, softening our shoulders down the back. From here, take one more big deep inhale. Exhale, soften everything down. Go ahead. Last little thing, we're going to do a set of swimming. If swimming's too much for us today, we can just concentrate on lifting one hand, opposite foot. But otherwise, roll the shoulders, lift up, hold. Swimming, we do opposite hand, opposite foot, but we'll start off slow. And it's like you're just swimming away, floating in the sea. 2 more times, back and forth. And then pause center, shoulders down, neck long, and we're going to go a little faster for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Tone that tummy, soften the shoulders down. Repeat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Tone that belly. One more set. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Bend your knees, sway your feet side to side. Press back, find your child's pose. Find a great big stretch in that low back. And as we kind of started class, rise up to your hands and your knees. We're going to come into our downward facing dog. If we can find that plank like we did earlier, and tip back, you know your hands and your feet will be in proper alignment. Let's deeply bend both of our knees. Press evenly into both palms. Reach those sitting bones nice and far away. Let your head be heavy. Let it do whatever it wants to right here. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, press your right heel closer to the ground. You may or may not straighten that leg. It is a-okay. My left leg, though, is very bent. Bend that right knee. And then straighten the other leg. Bend it again, and straighten the right. Once or twice more side to side. That can feel kind of nice on the back of our hamstrings a little bit. Eventually bend both knees. Send those sitting bones nice and far away. Take a great big breath. Big sigh out. Once more, come on down to your hands and your knees. And let's find just a gentle cat and cow, giving our spine a little more love. Maybe circling the head and tail. One way and the other way. And then from here, cross your legs, bring them out in front of you. Feet can be about hip distance apart. If there's a bend in those knees, that's a-okay. But think belly button in, top of the head nice and high. And let's lift both hands up. Think of spiraling your pinkies towards one another and growing out of your waist. Take a great big breath. Exhale, little tiny hinge. Now, I do not care how close your head is coming to the ground. Instead, just like our downward facing dog, this is more about lengthening through the back of the body. Another big breath. Exhale a little deeper. One more big inhale. Exhale, now forward fold over the legs. And you can think of having that beach ball underneath you, so we're more rounding forward than trying to bring our head as close to our legs as possible. Slowly roll yourself up. Take your right leg, bend it in, cross it below or above your knee, just not on that knee, and let that knee fall off to the side. If this is uncomfortable for us today, that's okay, no big deal. Do what works best for you. Belly button up and in. Both hands lift nice and high. Pinkies towards one another. Grow out of your waist, and then take that great big stretch. Now remember, we're all at different points. There is nothing wrong with staying right here. If we want to go a little deeper, one of my favorite things to do is take my right hand and reach for my left foot or my left leg, wherever I can. If you've got the ability, reaching for the outside edge of my left foot feels really nice, or just the outside edge of my left leg. But I then spiral and look underneath my left armpit. I'm still growing long through that left side. Take a big inhale. Relax, just forward fold over that leg and roll yourself up. Unravel. Pull your other leg in. Cross it again above or below the knee, just not on top. Both fingertips up and out of your waist. Little hinge. That should feel pretty nice on that hip. We can again stay right here, or take now your left hand to your right side. Right leg, right thigh, right foot, and then reach underneath. Look underneath that armpit. Take a big deep breath. Exhale when you're ready, forward fold. Slowly roll yourself up. Go ahead and cross your legs. Take a nice, easy seat. And just spend a moment here, maybe with your eyes closed if you want to, and take a moment to truly feel so proud of all that your body has accomplished today. That was a challenging class. If you did every little thing, or half, or even just 1/3 of the class, it doesn't matter how much or how little you did. You did a wonderful, fabulous job, and you did something so good for your body, for your mind, for yourself today. So wherever you are, give yourself a pat on the back, thanking yourself. My friends, thank you so much for joining me for our second day of our 30-day challenge. I hope you enjoyed class. Again, I know it was a little bit bigger than what probably a lot of us are used to doing with me. That is on purpose. You're going to see that sometimes we have these kind of ideas in our head that we're not ready for a certain level of class, that we can't call it a certain advanced, intermediate. We need to be in that beginner stages. But you might surprise yourself just putting on that positive attitude, remembering that a little bit of progress goes a whole long way. So I hope wherever you are that no matter how much you did, you are truly proud of yourself. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow, and I certainly hope you enjoyed today.